All right. The pedagogical impact of vibe coding, right? Everybody know what pedagogical means?
No.
It's just how we learn, how we teach. That's what it is. Fancy words. I make it sound fancy, okay, right? I could have said impact of vibe coding, but I want to make it more fancy schmancy, right? So, first, prepare the vibes. This one. We're talking about vibe coding, right? So this will be a lighthearted conversation. I wasn't doing a whole Big Lebowski thing today. I got tired, sorry. I just started, yeah, it's all right, man, So that's going to be the theme of the day. I don't have White Russians right now. They said it's too early to drink. So obviously, not Irish people here. So, about me. Currently, I'm a lead systems engineer at Ryan Specialty Group. We're an insurance company based out of Chicago. I just got bought out from them from another company here in Jacksonville. Also, I'm an adjunct professor at Florida State College of Jacksonville. I haven't taught since spring, but I do teach at Florida State College of Jacksonville. Love that school. Way better than UNF. Sorry, UNF people. No, it's a joke. I just saw it. Sorry. Want a UNF shirt, make fun. Actually, a YouTube video where they talk about how, state college versus university. I'm a networking guy, right? So I make the network, right? Or we say I'm in Packets Go Bert, right? And we always used to make fun of the UNF networking program because the FSCJ, we actually had switches and routers to play with, and they didn't. So that used to be our joke. Of course, that was like 15 years ago, and I had a better hit then. So, also, I'm a doctoral candidate, about to switch a candidacy here next month. So this is going to be a little preview of my research, or at least proposed research. It's currently passing a board right now. We'll see if it passes all the way through. So let's give a little tip on that. I've done about 15 plus years of management experience. I've managed everything from IT department, social media department. That was a fun management experience. When they tell you I need $14,000 worth of cameras, I say, why? You have an iPhone. And I had to get schooled on that real quick. And I go, well, those Rebel cameras are really expensive. Managed also McDonald's too. So managed experience there. Ever see Dirty Jobs before? I have done a dirty job. I was there on Mackinac Island. Ever know Mackinac Island, Michigan is? Right? I was a garbage guy on the island for a couple months. When I was 19, I missed that job. Picking up garbage is the simplest thing to do in life. It was fun. Also helps when some guy would leave you 2 beers on ice every morning in a Ziploc bag. So it was a great time. Great time. Been in IT officially, professionally 10 plus years. But I've been a tinkerer for much longer than that. Officially, I've gotten paid to do IT work for 10 plus years. Unofficially, longer than that. Because, grandparents, parents, and random people like, hey, you good at computers? Yeah, I am. Yeah. What'd you do to your PC? And, 37 years of vibing. So I like to keep it just chill. Nothing too serious, guys. Go with the flow. So, and, along with that, because I'm in a corporate company now that's big and PR, and these are my opinions only, all right? Not of my employers, any one of them. So if I say anything untoward, that's just I'm an asshole. So.
Make the disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer there. Disclaimer, my opinions. And I just want to throw in more, Lebowski. Everybody watch Big Lebowski? Right? I mean, come on. Such a great movie, right? And John Goodman. Oh, John Goodman. Always good. So, what's vibe coded? I love this little penguin guy. He has the best GIFs ever. Oh, they're always so fun, right? So, it's AI assistance. But here's the thing about AI assistance. It's not just AI assisting you. You're telling the AI, full send it, bro. Just, here's what I want, full send it. It really does emphasize iteration. Because you talk about it, you talk to the AI program, and you say, hey, here's what I want, just do it. Yeah, okay, you messed up, do it again. You know what, tweak that a little bit, do it again. But you write no code. That's the whole thing about vibe coding. You're just going with the vibes of the AI, and hopefully you're paying enough attention to where it's not installing a weird package on your PC. But who knows, go with the vibes. Use a Linux container, probably. So. And what it can do, and we'll talk about this thing, it's going to lower the barrier for entry-level programming. But what else can it do for you in business? We'll talk about that a little bit too today, right? Because if I don't have to code, I'm not a programmer. In fact, I have a water bottle I keep at my desk for programmers. when they deploy things in Azure, and they go, bad programmer, right? Because they can never not turn on the wrong nerd knobs and make things unsafe. They go, well, I need it in production, bad. So you gotta spray the water bottles. All right, so the definition of vibe coding obviously came from Twitter, because the word vibe coding definitely came from Twitter, right? Everybody knew who Andre Karpathy is?
Yes.
Right, you know, he's on every big company out there, and he's like, hey, you know, it's called vibe coding. You fully give them the vibes, embrace the exponentials, and I'm not gonna read the whole damn thing. But basically the whole thing, he's just like, you just tell it what you want, you full send it, and like, hey, here's the output comes out. And you'll never have to do anything. You don't have to copy paste, it just does it for you. If it does all the copy and paste, then you save your fingers. And he talked about talking to AI. So it's a new thing, 2025. I'm waiting for Gartner to change the name, honestly. Because I'm not going to give a dissertation on the word vibe coding. It will never get read. Right? I'm waiting on Gartner. Everybody know anybody Gartner? Call them. I need a new name.
My boyfriend
Right?
works.
Huh?
My boyfriend works.
Yeah, tell your boyfriend. Yeah, I need a new name, okay? I need a new name for this one. Now, it says developers, but once you start using vibe coding, you're the developer. It doesn't matter if you have developer experience or not. You're the developer. You know what you want. How many of you ever sat in a room or on a computer with work and you're like, this program sucks. I wish it was different. Like, who's ever used Workday? Right? Right? Or done expense reports in Concur.
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, Jesus, who built this? Right? With vibe coding, you can build it. Do your own expense report program. Say, here you go, HR, approve this. Right? I'm not saying do that. Please don't do that. Right? You know? Or you ever have like workflow and you're like, oh, this is so manual. I have to take this document, put it over here. I don't want to talk to those IT guys. They're a bunch of nerds. They don't understand my feelings. Well, vibe coding, and we'll talk more than that, you can develop a prototype and say, hey guys, this is what I want. This is what I want. Because sometimes you build something and you have the scope, you have the conversations with the programmer, the product manager, the product or the project manager, depending on what company you work for. And things get lost in translation, right? You tell them, hey, here's what we want. They come out 2 months later and go, hey, here's what you wanted. And you're like, that's not what I wanted. I wanted a Porsche. You gave me a Kia. What is this, right? And then you have to wait another 4 weeks to redesign. And that's what Vibe's going to do, rapid prototyping, right? Rapid prototyping. Everybody know what MVP stands for, right? Minimal viable product. I mean, that's how all of our software is nowadays, right? You get to patch it at day one. It's just minimal viable products. So vibe coding, we just full send it, make it functional enough to work. We'll secure it later. Anybody here work for a cybersecurity company? Your stock's about to go up probably. So, right? So let's talk about our pedagogical opportunities on this one. So it lowers the barrier to entry. Because if you don't have to learn Java, and who knows Java in this room? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Right. Who's wrote Python in this room? Right. Okay, real people. You guys do real work. Right. I'm sorry, Java people. You know, Java has been on what 3 billion devices for like 20 years. They still have that message on there when you install Java on over 3 billion devices. Okay, the age gap here is kind of starting realizing here. You know, right. Everybody see the movie Castaway?
Of course.
All right, you know, I do that when I teach adjuncting at FSCJ, like average age 35 years, and like no one's ever seen Castaway. And I'm like, how? How have you not seen Castaway? So I do a lot of movie references when I teach. I'm trying to convince FSCJ to give me like a 1 credit for my students for like in like theater. I'm trying to convince them there. So it also reduces cognitive load. Let's talk about that. If I don't have to know how to write the code, the basics of it, I can tell it what I want. I don't think about, am I using the right syntax? Am I putting a function here? Am I declare a statement? Do I need a constant? I just say, dude, just build it. Just go. Do with it. And creativity and experimentation. So once I unlocked this, I stumbled upon vibe coding. I hate AI. I used to be like I never want to use AI. Even when I write my papers, I don't use AI. Grammarly is the only AI I use when I write my papers, because I can't spell. Spelling was not a good thing for me, right? And my cell phone can tell you all that, right? I mistype all the time. These fat fingers are there. But creativity, if you don't have to think about the structure too much, you don't have to think about the syntax, everything else, you can go full creative and unhinged mode and say, here's what I want to build. I promoted this to a friend of mine. She's getting married next year. And she goes, can I build a wedding tracking app for my wedding? I'm like, well, I don't know, let's do it. So we sat there on the couch, and in 3 hours, she had a full wedding app with deliverables, catering, scheduling, emailing blasts in 3 hours. Right? So her creativity went from, here's what I want, to this. Also, she used to be like talking to the programmers. I told her, just talk to the AI like you talk to the programmers, just with less curse words. Okay? Don't get the job done. Now, scalable and personalized feedback in classrooms. So if we can integrate this kind of thing in classrooms, because normally, what's the worst part when you're coding? Anybody? What's the worst part when you code?
Bugs.
Bugs, right? You can't see it. You can't deploy it, right? Now, if you're into bugs as you're building, or it builds, you get a product faster, right? And when you get a product faster, like when you achieve something, does that make you go to the next level? You want you to keep going. You don't get discouraged. You don't go, shit, it didn't work. Fuck it, I'm out. Right? Oh, I'm videotaped, so watch my language. I'm from New York, by the way, so we use words like this as normal verbs, okay? Fellow people from up north understand these things. You southern people are so sensitive. Clutch my pearls around here. Right? So yeah, if they can build something fast, they're gonna be like, oh, I love this. I can keep doing it. I can go. They're gonna stay engaged longer. Right? That's why I did networking when I was in college, because I can go to a switch. I can just type some commands and I go, oh, look, light went blink, blink. Right? You know, systems, physical, we have feedback loops a lot faster than programming. Programming, if you mess up a bug, I'm a horrible syntax. I always miss commas all the time. Brackets. There's always a bracket somewhere. Everybody try to program on Vim, right? It's not the most intuitive thing in the world. I did it once and I said, I'm going to VS Code. I'm sorry. I need the helping intelligence. I'm not a programmer. Sorry, guys. You know, I do things. I'm published on Cisco DevNet. I copy and paste most of that code from Stack Overflow. Obviously, this is pre-AI, right? But that's what we can do. We can get students more engaged and also our workers more engaged, right? So, we talk about an action. Yeah, you know, I got like, I've been a vibe coder myself, right? Do you develop? I vibe code as well. Rapid prototyping. If you can get the prototype out faster to your, not only your development team, but to your business staff, right? We talked about earlier, who's ever used a program like Workday or anything else. Prototyping, right? Everybody, you know, cook pasta at home, right? Ever heard the phrase, you cook some spaghetti, throw on the wall, see what sticks? Right? That's all this is. You're making a lot of pasta, and you're trying to see what sticks. Like, does this prototype work? Does this workflow work? Do these integrations work? Instead of having this done in weeks, you can get this done in hours. And you're like, hey, does this look good? Nope. All right, throw it away. Let's go. Does this look good? Nope, throw it away. We're reducing the software development cycle down, right? Especially with UI. That is the hardest thing I think programmers have to deal with is UI. Because you like, hey, this is the whole framework, this is how React wants it, this is how it should do. Or you're throwing in their experience, like, hey, I've worked at all these places. Here's how they like the UI. Well, that doesn't always fly with everybody else, right? If you dealt with somebody who worked at Google for 100 years, their UI is going to look a lot like Google UI, right? Because that's all they know. We're working with Apple UI. Obviously, Apple usually is the gold standard for UI and user experience. People want Apple. That's usually what they want, or Google interfaces. With this, you actually can tell the AI, hey, I want you to build this web application. Can you make it kind of like Apple user-friendly? You can put that in your prompt. It'll make it look Google-ish or Apple-ish. Or steal from Stripe, steal from this. I built a task tracking application with this. I said, hey, can you just like copy Notion features without all the Notion hard stuff? Everybody use Notion? Right? It's a steep learning curve. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I ain't learning that. I'll build it myself. In 3 hours, I had what Notion could do a lot faster. Experimentation, all that, and coding. Experimentation. Vibe coding is all about experiment. Again, make the pasta, see what sticks. Please don't waste pasta, though. It's good stuff, you know. This little love handles are full of pasta. But experimentations. You gotta keep experimenting. Because if a student can't build something, or even beginning out, if they don't see the output, they get discouraged real fast. They go, I don't want to do this anymore, right? Now we know software development's getting a bad rap right now with AI, and now people are not doing AI. I mean, not doing software development anymore because the market's very saturated. It doesn't have to be saturated. With vibe coding, you can augment your workers and get things done faster, right? And also, you can build out your coding portfolio. Hey, look what I built faster, so you can be more marketable. Internal toolings. A lot of this stuff. Ever heard of a company called Retool? They make all the internal tools. They did Y Combinator, and that's their whole thing. They do internal tools. Internal tools is probably most of your software development. My company, all our developers work on internal tools. They barely touch external facing stuff. They all work internally. Right? It's all those little weird homegrown apps that get a lot of attention from your software development company. And if you can build your own tools, you can take that off your developer's plate or make your jobs easier. Or your developers can make better stuff for you faster. That's all these things with vibe coding. And of course, gotta love the Spider-Man memes, right? Ever seen Boondock Saints? Right? Yeah, every time I see his face, Boondock Saints every time. It's all right. Let's do some demos, right? And this is gonna be interactive, so I'm gonna pick on the crowd here, right? So, I have a couple programs up here. One is Replit. This is the known thing here. This is a web-based vibe coding platform. You don't have to nothing installed on your PC. It's all web-based. So, give me an idea. What do you guys want to build?
Ice cream shop.
Ice cream shop. Like what? You want to build ice cream shop webpage?
Yeah.
All right, I like it. You want to be e-commerce platform or just a website?
Just a website for like a restaurant.
Here we go.
Like a shop. Oh, ice cream truck. That'd be cool.
Ice cream, okay. All right. I hit enter, so it's going to go ahead and start creating the app for us.
About mobile ordering for an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll add that feature in there. We'll add that feature as it goes. So as you see, you grabs a prompt. Now this is, I'm going to free tier here, so it may take a little bit here. And the agents are going to go ahead and go through things, through all this. It's going to build out the whole plan and everything else and go through. Now, it's not telling you what model it's using. I hit the wrong button there. I'm doing a presentation. I put my thing doing that server mode. All tech messages get recorded over here. So with Replit, it's web-based. It's going to use some other AI models and start doing things. Now see, it's telling us, hey, here's a plan. You want to build a home page, interactive menu, flavors, about us, contact page. It's a basic web page, right? Let's accept it. Let's see how it goes. Let's approve it. Yep, it sounds good to me. Right? Now, it has a bunch of AI agents in the back, maybe the agentic agents in the background building it. And you see, I'm starting building some things. Looks like you're probably using React. Half the time I use the AI program, I'm trying to figure out what it looks like. There you go, building out there. We got basic UI. Okay, I like the flow. Very rounded edges. You'll see GPT-5 and Claude likes the rounded edges. Doesn't like hard square, like rounded edges on there. Look, you can grab us a photo too. That's actually been a hard part, grabbing good photos.
Yeah.
This stuff is getting better. Right? Look, still building out some things. So far, how do you think this looks?
Pretty good.
Right?
Professional, yeah.
For the images it sources, how do we know, like, what's the licensing on those? Are those generative so you can use it? Is there concern that it's potentially using licensed material?
That's all a good question. It could be using licensed material. It could be on Google. It could have just stole this from Killwinds. You know, we don't know where the AI model grabbed it, right? We assume it's doing the Lord's work and doing the right thing, right? But if anything, AI's taught me, like who was it, Eric Schmidt said, you know how you build an AI system? First you scrape the web, then you tell everybody else it's legal to do so, right? That's the AI company. So it has built our basic thing here, right? Ooh, that looks pretty good. That mid
Does it have any functionality?
Yeah, well, it's still building out, it's still working out. See, it's still figuring things out. Now, Replit does things automatically. It fixes the bugs for you, does everything else for you. This is pretty much, I'd call low code, just no code. Just type and go. This is straight vibes, right? My one complaint here is that doesn't look like strawberry. That definitely looks like blackberry or raspberry. And that's not mint chocolate chip. That is caramel cinnamon. I mean, it's delicious. Don't get me wrong. I'm still adding it. I'm putting it in my cart. Right? $4.50. That's not bad for a scoop. That's not cookies and cream. That's white chocolate macadamia. Right? I don't know what that is, but it's delicious. Now that's not salted caramel. Right? That's not salted caramel. Right? So it's pretty decent. Now, it does a coffee bag. You know, we're an ice cream shop that sells coffee now. Okay, it added features for us. Right? It did it by itself. Right? Artisan ice cream says nothing about coffee. And we got coffee. So, now, but it's a pretty good template now, isn't it? You can hey, this worked out pretty good. Now, you could have gone on Wix. You could have built your own website for 40 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. My whole resume is on Wix. My on Wix it took me 3 hours, I think. I had no job at the time, so I had all the time in the world to build a resume website a long time ago. But now I could have just done it through this. And see, the AI is still working. It's still adding our React pages, which I see a lot of React pages on this. Let's go through the files. See? Here's our whole structure that we wrote nothing for. It has done all this for us. We've done nothing for this. That's just through Replit, one of these things here. I think they did a pretty good job. What do you guys think? Yeah. Right? It's good enough government work. Close enough. Right? All right. Now, what you could do, you use a VS Fork cursor. Everybody heard of cursor? Right? I prefer this way, only because I can see the code and get more iterative, and also I can stop it and take screenshots. I can throw it in there. Also, you can give it more context and say, hey, I want you to build this. So we're going to try it this way. I'm going to create a whole new project here. All right, we're going to create a new folder. What do you want to call this? We did ice cream shop. Please no more food references. We're almost at lunch.
Let's make a Dune clone.
A Dune clone?
Dune.
Like D-U-N-E? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Have you been playing the Dune game?
Sure. I still play.
All right. They just released that one open world one. My buddy's been playing a little bit.
Doom.
All right.
D-O-O-M.
Oh, Doom. Oh, I actually said Dune. All right.
Yeah.
Make a Doom clone that can run. No, I'm going to say run on a toaster. There you go. Make a Doom clone game. Done. Earlier, I was talking to Mike Webb, the CIO, and we made a tic-tac-toe game real quick. I mean, if Doom can run on a birth control, it can run on this laptop. So they should be able to buy that pretty quick. Right? Oh, look at that. 3D ray scaling engine. Basic animated AI. All right, see how it builds it out. Right? And one thing about cursor here is you can see the code it writes out there, and you can accept it or get rid of it. Looks like it's running this in JavaScript. Interesting, but I'll deal with it. I have no qualms against JavaScript. Go ahead.
I presume you're paying for the premium, the $20.
Yes.
Have you gotten to the point where you've used too many tokens that they penalize you anywhere? Or they
No, I
still
also put $50 extra on it too, just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, so I use the thinking models quite a bit. If it gets stuck, I'll tell it to switch. The one thing I like about Cursor, we'll go through this one. You guys can tell it what AI to use. I have an auto, so it's just going to find the best model for the workload. But you can tell it, hey, swap to this model instead. Because sometimes the thinking models are a little bit better at certain tasks. Not the greatest at coding sometimes, but pretty good at UI. It sucks sometimes on loops.
Can you specify the programming language if you wanted to write it in C++ or
Yeah.
some framework and have it spit out an executable?
100%. I actually had it build a phone app. So I said, hey, build me a phone app, runs off React basic phone app, and it built it. So I actually have it deployed to Amazon. It also deployed to Firebase for me too.
Really?
Yeah, I just said, hey, build this. I also have a Docker container for my website. It built it.
Could you also tell that, usually there are a lot of other connected services, so if you wanted
push notifications, you were talking about pulling a Firebase. So
Yep.
wire all that up for you?
Yep, wire everything up. Mm-hmm.
So
I-
what are the- oh,
Go ahead.
So what are the risks of using this stuff?
Oh shit, there's a lot of risks. We were gonna get there later on. Yeah.
hallucination?
Right now we're vibing, man. Don't kill the vibe. Right? We're still passing it around right now, man. Yeah, what's the risk? Yeah, it's gonna make a lot of security companies money. There is a little bit of knowledge as we talk about that. You should still understand basic coding, probably. Probably. Now, would you buy it in production? Is the question. People are like, no, I wouldn't do that. You know who is doing that though? Microsoft, Google. Their own guys are vibe coding in production. So, would you let your company vibe code? Do you trust your developers? Is the question. Are you exact crazy train? He's not a paid actor, don't worry. I'll pay $20 next time. Right? It is kind of like a crazy train. It's would you trust this? It's anything else. Okay, it says run 8 index. Let's see how it did. And it's only 3 files. I'm kind of concerned. All right, it's a little too simple, but you know what? I'm all about simplicity. All right, let's see how it does. There we go. There we go. See?
There we go.
Right. So it looks like, well, that's way too fast, you know. So I mean, we're pretty decent here. Game over. I didn't see the guys. I was going on over here. Look, a basic demo, right? You have a framework. It's okay. Now I said Doom in there, right? We must have heard Doom. I don't know how I understood that. Right. Or maybe it just watched HBO recently. Who knows? Maybe you scrape HBO's content. Who knows that one? But that's what it is. You can vibe it out. Now risks again. Now this was pretty easy, simple. Only 3 things, right? So let's go ahead. I'm gonna quit this game here. Obviously the quit button probably doesn't work. So I'm gonna open up another project here. I'm gonna go to one I've been working on recently. Here we go. Find one of my dev pieces. I've moved a lot of things around on this thing, so I actually gotta remember where I put it. There it is. Dev and Notion app. Here we go. Unfortunately, it named my application folder Notion app, and I'm like, that's not Notion app. All right. So this one's on NPM. We're gonna go ahead and pull it up here and reboot this. Here we go. So this is one I vibed together to track everything. And recently, I had it pull in my Canvas calendar for all my assignments. Right? There's no risk there pulling in an RSS feed, right? Is there? Now, if I push this to GitHub, wouldn't my RSS feed be public? And then couldn't somebody else grab my RSS feed and know my assignments? Is that a problem? Honestly, no. If they can help me out, my assignments would be great. Fantastic. I'm waiting for that guy from Croatia to say, I've hacked your GitHub. You suck. Like, I can help you out here, please. Right? Those things. But when you get to like a lot of integrations, like we're gonna go through one. Also, like the tutorial page keeps popping up for me. Every time I hop on that tutorial page, keeps popping up. So I'm gonna tell it here. We're gonna screenshot it real quick. And we're going to tell it here, hey, we're going to new chat it. Oh, what do you done here? Get rid of tutorial page.
What's that application architecture in?
So this is a mark map. I had to do. I told it, hey, give me a documentation of the architecture, and it went ahead with mark map here, which I'll export it, make it look a little bigger. Yeah, well, it was Mermaid, and honestly, I didn't like it. So I switched to Mark Map. The Mermaid was a little, I didn't like Mermaid. I actually have another application on here to use Mermaid. Here we go. So yeah, so Mark Map, I like it because it's collapsible out there. So with this, that's the structure of that program. And it built it out, core features, back end. Now, it did it by itself. I told it to build it out. It built it out. So when you do your vibe code, you can tell it, hey, what do I got under the hood? It spits it out. Now, I use MarkMap for a lot of other things, so I'm kind of partial to MarkMap. Mermaid was okay. It really was okay, but it's too soft and rounded.
So this mic called Mic Map?
MarkMap.
Mark Map.
MarkMap, yeah. It does a pretty good job. You can make mind maps out of it, pretty much. Does a really good job at that. If you look at PyATS for Cisco, they recommend MarkMap for it too. PyATS is a Python automated testing for Cisco devices. Right, they use MarkMap a lot for that.
It's M-A-R-K map.
Yeah, Mark, like the name Mark, and map. Right? So it told, hey, no, I want to get rid of it. Yes, please do that.
Did you feed it the screenshot? I saw you take it, but did you give the screenshot to it?
Yeah, I did it. I put it on the context back there. It used it once and they got rid of it. Mm-hmm. Now it's going to find it. And it's going to get rid of it. Now, I hope it has a bug on here so we can do bug debugging on it. There's really good debugging your applications by coding is. There you go. Now, it got rid of 7 and then added 6. I don't know why. But you know what? We'll see what it did. Now it's reviewing the changes. And let's go ahead and refresh the page and see if we still got it. No, looks like it went away. There's no errors. Dang it. Wish I had errors. That's actually Grammarly plugin. Keep causing an issue. Even though I turn off Grammarly on it, Grammarly keeps throwing an issue on it. So I turn it off. It says it's there.
If all of this is living in that one environment, how do you get your app out of it?
Like how to push it?
Yeah, like how to get it out so you can not sell it to somebody so other people can use it.
Yeah, with that, like the Replit one over here, you can download it. You actually can host it on their servers and deploy it on their servers or your own servers. So this one actually has a deploy feature on it. By base, it's public, so this is all public stuff. A lot of great features of Replit. Easy to use. This is more easier. I liked more control of Cursor and Windsurf, which I think Windsurf just got bought by OpenAI, I think, recently.
I don't think it went through. Did it go through?
I think it might have gone through.
Is that one surf?
Windsurf, yeah.
Is Replit free?
Yeah, actually, that's all free. I did Google, signed in last night, went full send on it. So,
Everything on Replit, unless it's the paid version, is public, right?
yeah. Once you pay for it, you make private too.
Is Windsurf the alternative to Cursor?
Yes, Windsurf's alternative for Cursor.
And what's the difference between, for you, between Replit and Cursor?
So Replit's all online, no IDE, so you're not interacting with any code on there. Versus Cursor, it's just a VS fork, it's a Visual Studio Code fork. So it's more developer friendly,
Got it.
right? And you can adjust the code. So if you want to add your own code or make your own environmental variables, like you can put on there. I showed it to you, otherwise I'm recording the screen, so I'm not going to show you my environmental variables. Get all my AI, APIs.
What's have you used Claude Code?
Yeah.
What's the difference between Cursor and Claude Code?
So with that, here's the differences. So Claude, and I kept it up here for that question.
But
Right.
like, I'm talking about like when you download the extension and then get it actually running at VS Code.
Context.
Okay.
Cursor reads your whole code page. So everything in that folder reads everything.
Okay.
Claude Code, you have to tell it one file at a time.
No,
I give it a screen. You can give it a
Oh, the Claude CLI?
yeah.
Oh,
And then like I give it like screenshots of my
Yeah.
structure and let it run and then
mhm.
so it doesn't forget my databases and all that stuff about those databases.
It's almost the same thing as Cursor.
Okay.
Almost the same concept.
But Cursor can see everything?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't have to do that.
I've only started playing around with Claude Code. I kind of like the UI of Cursor a lot more. That's just me personally. I think you have like Gemini code, and also Cursor has its own CLI too. Like I love TUIs. Don't get me wrong. I love terminal user interfaces. Right? Anything that you want? Huh?
JGP has their codecs as well now.
Yeah.
Those are their software.
Actually, I think I should have Cursor up here. Yeah, I already got Cursor agent right there. Cursor code right there. So you build that way. So you never leave the terminal and put it right there. But if you use like ChatGPT or Claude app, it's like one file at a time you can update. Like I vibed out a networking automation tool in 3 hours. It was just one file at a time with ChatGPT. So you say, hey, build me this. Okay, build me a web page structure. Okay, now build me the MCP server to talk to Cisco Model Labs. Okay, that didn't work out very well. Can you go ahead and do Virl? Okay, get the API spun up. That's what you can do for vibe coding. So that's the demo part. Let's go back and talk about some of these things.
Crazy, you don't have to do anything.
You don't have to do anything, but here's the thing. Just because you don't have to do anything doesn't mean you shouldn't.
You should.
Right? You should probably understand these things.
I mean, yeah, my password is like right there.
Now, because I'm a doctoral student, let's talk about some theories here. All right, let's talk about the nerd stuff, the academic nerd stuff. So all this academia can get like a little hit on somebody. You got any more papers, man? Right? So, you see, I told you, it'd be vibing out here, okay? We have a good time. Constructivism. So in learning theory, constructivism, as you interact with it, you're building that base of knowledge. You get that feedback loops, right? Ever heard of feedback loops? Right? That is the major problem with any education, feedback loops. You learn the textbook one day, you look on the board, but are you iterating, are you playing with something, get the feedback loop? Because if you don't hit the feedback loop fast enough, you'll forget what the hell you're doing. If you don't use it, you lose it, right? Like I've managed for many years now, and sometimes I go back to Cisco switches, I go, what's the host name command again? And then luckily I have AI to fix all that, so I don't do the damn thing anymore. Self-determination theory, now with AI, you have autonomy. You're not told by Code Academy, build this React app. And and everybody done a code boot camp before? It's just like, hey, build this app, build that app, learn Java, right? Learn whatever you want. And you'll have more autonomy, you'll be more connected to it, and that's where connectivism comes into play, right? So use the connectivism, the AI is your knowledge node, is how like, used to be research assistants, the library is your knowledge node, the library is your knowledge node, versus now your AI is your knowledge node, you can just grab the knowledge from the AI and then build that connection with it. And that's also to save you guys. I can give you the papers for it. I have it all right here. Right. These are actually the papers for this. Now, education. We can blend it with vibe coding and traditional coding. You have to bridge the two together to make it work. Because you have to understand theory of logical loops. Anybody tried to build a loop before? And it fails utterly? I never got Python loops half the time. The whole II plus thing just never got to me. It never stuck. But that's just me. Right? Now, teaching prompt engineering, I debate this. I brought it up because I hate to say it, you kind of have to teach people how to prompt. You saw my prompts are very basic because this is a demo. We're not doing like 3-page prompts and tokens. But there is a certain art to prompting. And what's related to that? There's the art of prompting is related to the art of what?
Language.
Language, yeah.
Teachings.
Teaching, maybe.
Requirements gathering.
Remember how they told you how to search on Google? That's all prompting is. Just how you had to optimize your search on Google. Prompting is kind of like how you optimize your search on Google. You try to tell the AI, here's what I want. Here's what. And the best thing about AI, just like Google search, you have to get kind of close. You don't get too specific. Unless you're looking for research papers. Then you have to get really, really damn close.
Is there a plugin for optimizing natural language to prompt?
Yeah. Actually, I did that for my Cisco Mon Lab one. I told it how to parse out certain words. I said, hey, if somebody says collapse core model, it means no router, just collapse core switch. So it ran that through AI, and it built out the whole JSON for it.
Third-party code.
You can do that. I had mine just run through AI models until it got it right. That's like using LangGraph to do it, where it hits models back and forth until it gets the right output. It goes through things. That's where you talk about RAGs more. You build a retrieval augmentation, which I've done very little RAGs. Now, with this in education and in business, this collaboration is key. It's everything for development, right? Collaboration. Now in school, group projects. Who loves group projects in school? Nobody loves group projects. Right? I have a group project right now, and I'm like the last guy to do all the work on it too. I'm the slacker, right? It's due next week. It's fine. Guess what will get done Sunday night, midnight, right? I'm that slacker, guys. Like this PowerPoint done last night, guys. It's okay. Thank Copilot. Right? I made it more fun. But what we're going to have here is balance and creativity and rigor. because you still got to test the student. Do you know the logic? Do you know the arithmetic? Do you know the functions of coding? Or are you just full sending on vibe coding and you're not caring about what's going on here? Right? So this is going to be a problem. And we talk about the next slide on risks, right? AI does a good job. Is it quality work? No. Is it probably better than half the contractors you're getting? Debatable. Debatable. I've had some fantastic contractors. I've had some fantastic overseas support people. So, quality, but also inshore people can, I'm that horrible inshore person. Code and maintainability. If you don't know the code, how it works, can you maintain it? Or are you hoping that AI binds itself and maintaining itself? There actually is, startups doing that where, like Bug Rabbit does your code pulls for you and AI makes sure it's good. No vulnerabilities, a couple other ones that do that too. So if the AI builds it, AI checks it, who's deploying it? Probably some service in AI, pushing it from GitLabs to your production environment. You might want to have a human there to adult supervise, right? You need adult supervision in this process somewhere.
Have you seen the three phones they set up and they start talking to each other and then they start beeping at each other?
Yeah, I've seen that video.
What is that?
Oh.
It's like chirp language, like if some guy coded it so they can talk to each other faster in AI,
Yeah.
so they can speak in their own language faster than we can in human language.
Yeah,
Skynet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's three phones with three different AI.
Yeah.
They figure out that they're each AI talking to each other and then they start beeping at each other.
Hey, you know what? Honestly, though, if it speaks faster than their bad brains, if it gets the job done, that's all that matters. Output.
That's scary.
Listen here, we may be a start Terminator. All I know is as long as it's the same quality, right? As long as Arnold Schwarzenegger's alive, we'll still have Terminator, right? If he plays the actor, we're good. Now, it could erode things. So I will say AI is to development as what is to math.
Calculator.
Exactly. Right? The calculator. Everybody remember when calculators were rolling out in schools? All right, I see some gray hair here, people. Come on. Okay, I gotta stay easy here. I own my gray. Okay, this is doctorate program. This is like nieces and nephews, right? You're like, oh, I have a calculator. I don't have to know how to do that math. I took calculus. I had to do it by hand the first time, so 6 pages, and the next week we use the calculator. I'm like, this is so much faster. But you know what? I knew the theory to get there. And that's the problem, the theory. Everybody ever I'm a networking guy, so you have to understand the whole theory, how everything works, and the whole environment. If you don't understand everything, and you're like, I just worry about the router, that's it, you're not going to go very far in life, or on a development team, or get called many bridges. So, you got to understand the theory of everything. Over-reliance, that's where we go in the same thing. Right? It's just like, it's that drug, man. Yo, man, got the AI, man? They're going to rely on the AI more than not their own creativity. I've seen some studies where they show people that rely on AI more has less certain things in the brain, yada, yada, yada. I think it was one of the MIT studies. We'll see. We'll see. But what you're not using and what you are using, creativity, right? If it makes you more creative, that can get your brain going on things. Like everything else, in moderation. Less is old-fashioned. There's never a moderation there. Now, ethical concerns. Like you said earlier, is it using right images? Is it stealing proprietary code from somebody who uploaded a bad code base? All these things. Oh, yeah, 5 minutes? 2 minutes? So, what time we got here? 2 minutes?
11:45.
Oh, 45? Okay, I thought it was 50. Well, I'll speak fast here. Done. We talked about that workplace. We talked about earlier. You get the workflow automation, build your own workflows. And the best thing about vibe coding at work, you become InfoSec's favorite person. Real fast. They go, we like what you do here. Not really. Come to my office, please. Thank you. Right? GRC would love this. And there we go. I was on the last slide anyway, Right? Here's how to contact me. Find me on LinkedIn. Here's my email. My website, technicalcuddy.tech. Actually, it worked out pretty both ways, right? Technicalcuddy, all worked out. By accident, I swear. It was a happy accident. Any questions, comments, concerns? Did we have fun?
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't boring? Right? All right, good. Won't put people to sleep then. Good. All right, guys. You guys have been a blast. Thank you.